Hey guys, my life is a pit of lonely despair and misery. But you can call me Church. Welcome to Church on Monday, the podcast where I talk at you about shit I like. This week, I am joined by my guest host, my best friend, and my hetero life partner, Tucker.
Hi.
Fuck my cock.
Yeah, it's lit. Cigars, everybody. Cigars.
Because we fancy bitches.
Dude, so fancy.
Yeah, and my daddy spends money on me.
He means his biological daddy.
Yeah, my biological father.
Not his sugar daddy.
Yeah, no. He's also my sugar daddy, but we don't have sex. So, Tucker, I usually open these up talking about the media I've been consuming this week. What's new on your front?
Well, been doing a lot of being held hostage by Duolingo, so that's been pretty cool. And a lot of anime.
Oh, yeah. No, we are actually learning Japanese together, which we've resolved that we're eventually going to... You're good, you're still lit. We are eventually going to Japan together. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Duolingo's been sucking my dick the last week. Because, I don't know if you guys heard. I just got fucking fired. So I've had a lot of free time to pay attention to my baby girl Duolingo.
Yeah, Duolingo has paid more attention to me lately than a woman has, so...
Yeah, well, I mean...
Basically my chosen wife of...
No. Speak in Japanese. Your chosen waifu.
Okay. I haven't learned that Japanese yet, but I was thinking waifu.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sorry everybody, waifu. Thank
Waifu,
you.
yeah.
Gotta be prepared for Japanese culture after all.
Yeah, no. We are fucking weebs, though. It's weird. People are surprised by that.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but people are surprised that I'm such a
no one
fucking
ever
weeb.
expects me to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got your fucking samurai tattoo.
I have a lot of tattoos that are inspired by Eastern culture, specifically Japanese culture.
Are you gonna do your full sleeve that way?
If I decide to do a full sleeve, yes.
Okay. It is hard because that does sometimes limit employment.
Yeah, I mean, where I'm at now, it's not an issue. They don't really care about that. It's more about your attitude, obviously.
Okay.
When it comes to
well, yeah.
Yeah, with tattoos, as long as it's not profane, gang-related, sexist, derogatory in any sense.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And
overly violent, obviously, you can't
obviously, yeah. And, my tattoos are one on my shoulder, one on the back of my arm. So, even a fucking polo doesn't show up. Oh, dude, fucking Prime, you got it going.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if I do a full sleeve, then I will have it follow that same theme. It'd be weird to do a half sleeve that's
I don't know,
Japanese.
You could do across the world, across your biceps.
I mean, yeah, but...
You could do a cheeseburger.
I think I'd rather do cosmic
opposite
horror.
Okay, yeah. You could follow the Lovecraft theme.
Maybe a Cthulhu eating a cheeseburger.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's America as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, racism and cheeseburgers.
With a Make America Great Again.
Do a MAGA there, yep. 100%. But I did watch a weird movie this week.
Okay.
So, a chick who's my friend was telling me that all of my album art on my demos and shit reminded her of this movie called A Scanner Darkly. It's it's based on an old cyberpunk novel. It stars... Hold on. You're going to be surprised you've never heard of this because it stars Keanu Reeves, Woody Harrelson, Robert Downey Jr., and Winona Ryder.
How haven't I heard
I know. That's exactly
Those
what
are
I thought.
big names.
Yeah. No, it's insane, but it is like in that drawn style of my album art.
Yeah.
Like it's all animated that way over their live acting.
Huh.
It's pretty good. The thing is, in the last half, it gets very focused on the plot, and the first half is very focused on the characters, which are fucking great. Obviously, played by great actors.
You can't really go wrong.
Yeah, no, and they act the fuck out of them. Like Robert Downey Jr. is like a drug dealer. Fucking
That's
fantastic.
kind of a perfect fit,
Yeah,
too.
no,
looking at his
absolutely.
past, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. No offense though to RDJ.
No, he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah, he's a great fucking actor.
And apparently a very wonderful person.
Yeah, no,
So-
and he's turned his life around like
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
crazy. Like, good on him.
That takes a lot of willpower, man.
Yeah,
And there's
no fucking
there's a lot
shit.
more people who haven't done that than have,
Mhm.
you know? So,
So thank you, Marvel, for turning this man's life around. Beautiful man.
so
Funny. Do you follow him on Instagram?
I don't.
Oh, he's
I
good.
don't.
He's
I
good.
don't really follow celebrities. Like,
I don't follow many. Yeah.
I guess the celebrities I follow on Instagram typically consist of law enforcement, military, and one pop culture celebrity. But I don't really follow your
The
mainstream
pop
celebrities.
culture celebrity, may I assume for a second? Taylor Swift.
Dude. Okay, no.
Oh, really?
No, it's
I'm surprised,
it's,
man.
It's Squeezy Jibs.
Squeezy Jibs?
He's funny.
Okay,
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
really weird. Really
Mhm.
white trash, but he's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm not really on that side of Instagram or anything, but...
It's fair. I just see. I don't even follow other actual people that I know either. I just follow
Yeah,
celebrities.
you
like
do
that.
follow me, though.
I don't. I don't follow fucking anybody, pretty much. I have. Actually, do I follow you?
I thought you did, but it's
I
possible
might-
you don't.
I might follow you. I might follow you.
I mean, I only
look.
post for, like, my YouTube shit now, so you might not even recognize that
It's
you're
true
following
because
me.
I don't even go on my. I don't even scroll through my feed typically. I just go on
Oh,
the.
yeah.
But
Stories? I don't do
yeah,
stories.
Yeah, I always go
very
through
often.
stories. But I've got like Tim Kennedy, Matt Best, what's Joe Rogan. I've got Nature's Metal, some bands. I follow some bands on there.
Okay.
But I don't like to follow like the typical mainstream, you know, in the limelight celebrities because their posts are always very opinionated, and I don't care about their opinion. Truthfully, I don't go on there to look at their opinion.
That's fair.
I go on there to look at their content, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go on there and check out, you know, Tim Kennedy talking about, you know, the social movements right now. I mean, he does occasionally, but typically it's just about like the training he does, guns,
What I
stuff
do-
like that.
What I do is I follow. So I follow like politically out there people on both sides, and all I do is check their sources and read them.
Fair.
Like I don't watch the fucking videos unless someone specifically requests it, and then I first check the sources, then watch the videos, then get back to the person.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So but it does take a little more work. So
Yeah.
if you just don't even want to engage with that shit,
Don't.
do not
I
blame
do-
you at all.
I'm just like with all the COVID stuff.
I'm
and
just
the
a fucking
riots.
pretentious asshole, so I've got
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
I know.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
A piece of shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
This is an entertainment podcast.
Good point. Let's move away from.
Let's
politics.
move away from
Let's
this.
move away from
I'm
politics.
probably gonna gut the fuck out of this section, just
Probably-
so you know.
No.
Okay.
Let's move away.
All
Let's
right.
move away from it.
Deal.
That's not what this is about.
So, I have also been playing a lot of PSO2, Phantasy Star Online 2, obviously. And Tucker here knows that the original Phantasy Star Online on GameCube is one of my favorite games of all time.
He nuts hard.
Yeah, I nut fucking hard. And it's sad because I can never get anyone else to play it with me.
It looks like Spider-Man came through his room and just started sticking shit to the walls.
Yeah.
It's pretty aggressive.
Also, I talk about how rare it is all the time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yo, I could get $500 on eBay like that any day. but I won't because I love this game so fucking much.
Well, yeah, well, you shouldn't sell it.
No, I'm never gonna sell it.
No, keep it forever.
I fucking love that game. But you know, if I get an especially good blowjob someday,
You sell for that?
I might sell it for that. No, I mean that and the $500.
Bro. You're going to tell me that some good dome is worth more than that?
You know I don't come off of head.
Yeah, no,
Like if someone can make me come off of head, I'll sell it to them for $500.
Wait, here's a better question. Is
All
it
right.
just a one-time blowy, or are you getting blowies for the
No. It's like a deal.
Like you always get blowies. After that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then yeah. Okay,
Okay,
now that's a good deal.
Okay, perfect.
I thought you just meant for a blowjob, $500.
No.
Because I was like, that's not worth it. Not one time.
If you can make me come off of a blowjob.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get. Now I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you feel like less of a man for never making me come off of your blowjobs.
Look, man, my head game's not where it's at. Okay.
It's not where it's at, man.
You should know that.
Yeah, your ass is tight though, so.
Well, normally.
So,
yeah,
what
anyway.
have you been doing this week? Watching?
I actually.
Listening,
So I
reading.
just finished. So I watched in this order, right?
Okay.
Binged the shit out of Demon Slayer. Fucking
Okay.
phenomenal.
I need to watch that one.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, now
Watch
you
it.
need to watch Dr. Stone though.
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
So, right, binge watch that one. Plus season 2, I think, comes out in October. So coming up.
There's only one season?
Yeah, but it's like 26 episodes. It's long.
I may wait until season 2 comes out.
That's all right.
Okay.
Then I binge watched Elfen Lied, which I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Mm-mm.
Depressing as shit.
Yeah.
Really good, but it's pretty depressing. Pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Now I'm rewatching Tokyo Ghoul for the third time.
Oh,
I
damn.
love
I
Tokyo
still
Ghoul.
haven't watched that.
Oh,
And you suggested
dude.
that like a year
It's
ago
so
to me.
good, bro.
Yeah.
I just finished season 1, which is, in my opinion, like the worst because the main character is such a pussy.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a bad motherfucker after that.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah,
I've
and Ghost of Tsushima, my guy.
Oh, dude, I need to... Well, So, Tanner, at the beginning of July, told me to buy Ghost of Tsushima. He's like, how the fuck haven't you bought this yet? And I was like, well, I'm kind of waiting until I buy and beat The Last of Us Part 2. And he's like, how the fuck have you not done that yet?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so I purchased that a week ago and finally played through it. But I'm not going to take this segue because I want to talk about Community. I've been watching the shit out of Community recently, and it's so fucking funny. Like,
I've heard that.
yeah, like, I didn't watch it back in high school. Was it high school? 2009. Yeah, we were in high school.
No, that would have been middle school.
Middle school, yeah, you're right. Fuck. I was in like 8th grade. You were...
I would have been coming into my freshman year.
Yeah, and I was basically in your freshman class because I took half of my classes with your class.
Yep.
Because that was our version of an AP class. But yeah, I didn't watch it back then because my mom thought it was dumb. But I've been watching the shit out of it recently, and it's fucking hilarious. And you should watch it because it's on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
Oh, that's my dad's.
I use Hulu and Shudder. And
I
Disney
think it's
Plus.
on Hulu too.
I'll check it on Hulu.
Disney Plus? You fucking piece of shit traitor. Fuck Disney.
Listen, I also don't agree with Disney's practices. But you know what I do agree with?
What's that?
Fucking Mulan and Hercules, bro.
Dude, my mom has those on VHS.
Yeah,
That's the
so-
pure way to watch
so
that shit.
Yeah, so does my mom. But you know what's convenient? Laying in my bed, drunk with my laptop, watching Mulan or Hercules, right?
Phil of the Future is the one that I almost got Disney Plus for. But
Phil of the Future.
I have my morals.
Yeah.
And I'm a fucking pretentious dick, so I stick to them.
You're a piece of shit.
I am a real piece of shit. I know. But to pick up on the previous segue, let's discuss Last of Us Part 2, because I just finished it 2 days ago.
And it is rough.
Oh, fuck, man.
In a good way.
Yeah.
but it's rough as fuck.
Okay, so we're gonna get into spoilers now for Last of Us 1 and Part 2.
But if you haven't played 1 by now, you're kind of a piece of shit.
You
so
are
go play it.
really a piece of shit, and you will feel like more of a fucking piece of shit if you play it, so go fucking play it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, alright, there we go.
Go play it.
Spoiler alert,
Go.
fucking check mark.
If you want to be a piece of shit, go play it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be a piece of shit, don't go play it.
Yeah, but
But play
go play it.
Go
yeah,
play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking play it. So, holy fucking shit, dude. I did not eat... So, I wanna set the stage. So you start The Last of Us Part 2, watching Joel describe to his brother Tommy what happened at the hospital.
it. Yep, at the end of the first game.
At the end of the first game, yeah.
Yep.
And for a second, they show that shot of Ellie that ends the first game before she says okay. I'm like, fuck.
You know she
all,
knows.
all over again. I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck did I do? And you ride into Jackson, and you give Ellie the guitar. And honestly, I was almost bawling at just the intro.
It's a good one, man.
It's a good
emotional
fucking intro. And then you only play as Joel for like 5 minutes in the entire game after that section. And that 5 minutes...
Brutal.
Fucking brutal, man. Oh, goddamn. So, how fucking happy were you when you started as Ellie and she was just being a normal fucking girl in this small-ass town?
Here's the deal. Here's the
Okay.
fucking deal.
Yeah.
So, like, part of me, I was like, yeah, that's a pretty happy, it's a happy life, right?
Yeah.
Happy life, right? But I already knew better, and I was like, listen, they're doing
Of
this
course.
to make me feel like shit when everything goes downhill.
Yeah.
And I was right. Because it did.
Well, the
And I
thing is,
did.
it goes a lot further downhill than I even expected.
Listen, it goes downhill at a 90-degree angle
Yeah.
into a fucking pit, okay?
Yeah.
And here you go thinking, don't worry, I'll climb out. Guess what? Your hands are fucked. They're broke. All
Yeah.
right.
Dude, my jaw, when she turned to Joel, fuck, dude. So you start off playing as Joel. You go into a section with Ellie, introducing you to the town, and then you go out on patrol with this girl that she's into that kissed her the night before, and it's
so cute.
yeah, dude, it's actually really fucking cute.
It is.
Like,
It
yeah.
sets up, like, honestly, that awkwardness of your
Uh-huh.
first kind of kiss when you're 19.
Yeah.
Like, well, not that that's when your first kiss is, but, like,
right,
your first,
yeah.
like, emotional...
I mean, in a fucking post-apocalypse, that's probably
yeah.
when you're fucking. First
Honestly, you're
kiss.
probably doing pretty good.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? Like that,
Mm-hmm.
you're 19, you know what I mean? Like, might be awkward, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in a post-apocalypse.
Yes.
Especially
absolutely.
when you're also friends with her ex-boyfriend.
Yes. Yeah. But no, Ellie and Dina, fucking so cute.
They're a good couple, man.
Yeah, they are.
Good
Like
couple.
the snowball scene, cutest shit ever, dude.
When you pet the dog? Now, that
Dude,
got
I
me.
pet the dog like 5 times and played catch with it.
Alright, so...
But we're not to that part yet.
Too much part.
I'm talking about the part where they make you feel bad for hating those fucking dogs in Seattle.
Yeah, let's not talk about that yet.
Yeah, let's
I'm
not
not ready
get
for that yet.
Okay.
Let's wait. Give it a
Fuck
little
that.
bit of time here.
Okay, but yeah.
Work into it.
Yeah, no. So we go through, we meet up with Dina, and we go out on patrol with her. Oh, I guess I should have explained this for the viewers who are assholes and listened past the spoiler alert. The Last of Us Part 2 is a post-apocalyptic zombie survival horror third-person stealth shooter.
Yeah,
That's mostly story-driven.
yeah, it's like...
It's cinematic.
It's cinematic as fuck.
Yeah,
which
in
is
fact,
part of
basically...
the problem for me.
Oh, interesting.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about this. Yeah, no, it's mostly focused on its story and presentation. So they're going out to patrol the area around their little Jackson, Wyoming, Walden community for these fungal zombies that have kind of destroyed the world. Obviously, zombie apocalypse. So, in the middle of this route that Ellie and Dina are going through, they encounter a snowstorm and are caught up in a mentor's old library hideout where he grew weed.
Shitload of weed, dude.
Shitload of weed, dude. When we went
though.
into that basement, I was like, holy fucking shit. Mm-hmm. But, so they get high and start making out. And may I just say that the presentation of this game is so good that people kissing in a video game didn't look awkward.
I know, right?
I was amazed by that.
Normally
I'm like,
it does.
holy shit, that looks like an actual kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, very cinematic. It's
very cinematic, yeah. But no, she and Dina kiss. And then we cut to Abby and her group.
Yes. Yes.
And we don't know what Abby's fucking deal is, but we just kind of hear that she's looking for Joel.
But can we just say she's built like a fucking shit brick house?
Yeah, yeah.
She's jacked.
Well, the thing is, you watch her build up to this, but she in the last 2 years has been getting fucking jacked. But anyway, so
continue.
We're put into the role of Abby.
Again, fucking built.
Fucking built, dude. And she's apparently searching for Joel in Jackson. And she sounds kind of pissed about it.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I wasn't sure where she's going. My assumption was...
So, I'm going to say this. This was a brilliant thing to take it off of.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Because, like, the thing is, like, initially, like, you find out she's pissed, you know they're hunting Joel.
Yeah.
Right? So initially, your first reaction is, okay, she must have been with the Fireflies from the hospital.
Yeah, of course. That's your first thought.
But I can't remember exactly what is said, but essentially it alludes to them actually being with the wolf pack.
Right, so you're like... Because, like, you've never seen...
Wolves, sorry.
Wolves, yeah. You've never seen these people before, and you're like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Why... I did keep questioning, why the fuck is she looking for Joel?
So, I do remember now. It's... A first thought, Fireflies. You find out they are with the wolves. Ex-Fireflies. That's where it came from.
Yeah,
that's why I was so confused.
No,
because
my first thought was Fireflies, just like you.
But that's why it threw me off, because I was like...
Yeah, like for the...
Because you have no idea who
first,
the wolves
like,
are.
Third, you're like, who the fuck is this
thing? Because you're like... Yeah. You literally, in the first game, you don't even hear about the wolves. They're not a thing.
No, not at all.
It's a fire... Or actually, do you? No, you do. Yeah, you
do. It
do.
might be kind of buried.
I
did not play the original for like 6 months before I played the second one, so I don't have all the details I usually would.
I think actually, now I'm thinking about it, I think you do hear about them in the first one, because I think they're the alternate faction you run into when you're in is it Boston?
No, those are independent bandits.
I thought those were wolves though, because I thought they went by wolves.
It might be a very kind of subtle thing, but yeah,
that's either way, the point is like I didn't even make the connect. Like up until it explains the story, you're like, why would the wolves be hunting Joel?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I will get to that.
Okay.
In a second. So you're playing as Abby for a little bit. You go on without your team to go down to Jackson and find Joel.
Which is when she runs into the same snowstorm that you previously saw with Ellie, and Dina.
Yes. Yeah, and she kind of gets fucked up because the snowstorm is drawing a bunch of fucking infected.
A horde, like a
literal fucking horde.
Like tons, man. Like way too many.
Like more than you've seen in the series.
Like at least 5.
At least 5. Maybe even fucking 6.
Dude, bro, at least 5 or 6.
At least 5 or 6.
There's quite a few. Quite a few.
Yeah, quite a fucking few.
So anyway.
So, she's running from this horde, and she gets saved by 2 guys running away from the same horde. And when they get to a safe spot, she introduces herself. And one introduces himself as Tommy, and the other as Joel. And you just see her face drop.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, fuck. No, this is bad.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you go back to Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah, you go back to Ellie.
Yeah, then you go back to Ellie.
Well, actually, I think you go back to Ellie after...
After she's escorted them to their hideout.
So she takes them to their hideout, and then they fuck up, they knock out Tommy and Joel.
Yeah.
Which leads back to Ellie.
Oh, God.
We'll get there.
Repressed that scene.
We're going to get there.
Oh, fuck.
But back to Ellie.
But yeah, back to Ellie and Dina.
Yeah.
So they've just fucked in the basement of this library.
And then Dina's ex-boyfriend shows up.
Yeah, and Jesse.
That's his name.
I love Jesse.
Jesse, yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters in this game.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it fucking hard. So, Jesse interrupts them, and he's like, we haven't seen Joel or Tommy in a long-ass time. And Ellie's immediately like, oh, fuck. Because you get the sense that they're not she and Joel, who is kind of her father. I'm going to say it, her father.
Yeah, without literally being her father, he's her father.
Yeah. The whole first game is dedicated to that. So
no need to.
Exactly. So she gets worried, and she's like, "Okay, we've got to go find them."
Yeah.
So they start following tracks that they find in the forest toward this old ski lodge.
Yep.
And before they get to the ski lodge, it cuts back to Abby and her group.
And bruh.
Fuck, man.
Lady bruz and bruz.
This fucking scene. Yeah,
I got you. I'm going to go paint this picture for y'all.
Out.
So you cut back to Abby, right? Joel is chained up or tied to a wall, whatever. And essentially...
No. Here, I'll set it up for you.
What? No,
so Joel, and Tommy are riding through the gate, and their group closes the gate behind them.
No, we already got the scene where they got into the camp and they're knocked out.
We got
that. Yeah, because now they're captives. Now we're leading into this scene, this horrendous shit show of a scene.
Yeah, the roughest part of them being taken captive for me is they just take the butt of a pistol and beat the shit out of Tommy in his fucking face, and it's just brutal and disgusting.
Here is probably one of the worst parts about them being captive for me, is that you spend the entirety of the first game playing as Joel, who's guarding a child, mind you, who is just a bad motherfucker, right? Just solo, just murdering people left and right. Like, he's a badass, okay? He can't be stopped.
He's a badass, but you feel the whole time that this isn't right.
Yeah, and now he's completely helpless.
Yeah.
Completely helpless. You go from having all that power to nothing.
Nothing.
In seconds.
Yeah.
And then Abby, right? This jacked fucking dump truck of a woman.
Oh, fuck, man.
Just starts laying into Joel with a golf club, everybody. And this is why I'm going to go back to what I said about the cinematic thing being an issue for me. Because, there's a difference between, like, I worked as an EMT for a long time. You see a lot of gory shit, right? And there's a big difference between seeing real life gore and video game gore. And it's pretty easy to be like, oh, that's obviously, it's a game, right? You can tell the difference because it's shitty, right? And this game, they really bring the brutality home with that cinematic feel. It's really in your face, it's real disgusting, it's fucking violent.
So I want to say this. This game is the best looking game on PS4.
By far.
It is absolutely beautiful, and it uses that to be absolutely ugly.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's fucking
disgusting. In a great way, but it's disgusting.
It's so effective, but like just seeing his fucking face during that is just so hard. So in the middle of this beating, we cut back to Ellie.
Yep.
as she's running into this ski lodge, and she hears this screaming from the basement, and you physically run down and bust the fucking door open, and everybody turns as Abby's golf club is swung up around her head. And Ellie immediately knows what the fuck is going on.
And then you see Joel all fucked up on the floor.
Fuck, it's so fucking gruesome. And then you get pinned down, and it cuts into a cinematic.
Yep.
And you just watch her keep beating the shit out of Joel's head. And then when someone tries to kill you, this guy that seemed reasonable at the start when you were playing as Abby pulls the guys off of you and says, okay, we're done here, finish it. And she just cracks Joel's skull open with that golf club.
Real fast. Let's use this, what you just done said, right? No, keep going.
Yeah.
About when you're playing as Abby, this guy that seems reasonable, right? Let's talk about how well they do perspectives, right?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Here's the thing. In the beginning, right, you're totally, like, when you're playing as Abby, you can totally see her perspective, right? And then it gets to the Joel scene, okay? And you're like, okay, they're just fucking now. But here's the thing, right? The more you play as Abby and Ellie in alternate scenes, you're getting two perspectives of similar events. And then you start to realize that it doesn't matter who
Everyone's fucking terrible.
Yeah, everyone's terrible, and everyone has their own perspective, right? What Joel did, even he recognized at the hospital, was fucked.
Yeah.
But he did it for Ellie, so for him it was good. All she sees it as is a mass murdering lunatic who killed her dad.
Yeah.
And you can see both perspectives, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it really makes the line not exist from good and evil.
Yes.
It's just non-existent.
Yeah. Do you mind a quick rant?
No.
So, the themes of this game are consequence and the cycle of violence. Period. And the weird thing is, in the first game, you bust into that hospital scene, and honestly, the first time, I pulled the fucking trigger. I fucking shot that surgeon immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was going to save Ellie. And everybody in the game tells Joel, well, in part 2, tells Joel, I would have done the same fucking thing. Even if I can't forgive you, I would have done the same thing. The thing is, if you run in and don't pull the trigger, Joel fucking does it anyway. I don't know if you knew that.
No,
but
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
no, if you don't shoot him, Joel will do it anyway. And that's the one time where you don't have to pull the trigger and he'll kill someone. And it's so interesting to me that that is the focal point of the entire second game.
I mean...
That just the consequences of that one shot, the shot that Joel would have taken no matter what,
Yep.
is the entire building block of part 2.
But again...
Because I did not think of that full consequence when that scene happened. I didn't think this guy might have a daughter too.
Right, but why would you though, right? And,
Yeah.
and I mean...
Because you're just protecting your daughter that point.
When you're in moments like that, not that I have been, mind you, but I can only imagine when you're in moments like that, you're not taking time to think about, okay, I'm killing someone's dad, brother, husband, whatever, right?
No.
All you're thinking about is your and your loved one's immediate protection. That is number one, the only thing that matters to you. So, I mean, you can't blame the guy for not considering that, but let's be honest. Would it have changed what he did? I doubt it.
No. He says in the beginning, I would have done it. Or, no. He says it at the end. Sorry. He says it at the end in a flashback with Ellie. When she's trying to forgive him. He says, I want your forgiveness, sure. But 100%, if I had a redo of that moment, I would have fucking done it again.
Yep. And again, perspectives. You can't blame the guy, man.
You can't blame the guy.
But you can't blame Abby
You
either.
can't blame Abby either, which fucking sucks. Because,
yes, it does.
like, the first third of the game is just me hating Abby and wanting revenge, and then slowly being like, okay, I may be crossing a line. Shit, I'm crossing a line. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, bro, and back to the cinematic thing.
Yeah.
The kill animations are fucking brutal.
Dude, I want to talk about
Fucking
the
brutal.
animations in this game.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
Dude, they're fucking insane. Like, almost every time you open up a door, it feels like the animation was sculpted for opening up that specific door from that specific angle.
Yeah.
Like, the level of polish Naughty Dog put into this, I mean, The Last of Us 1 was a swan song for the PS3.
Yep.
This is the fucking swan song for PS4. Like,
Yep.
it's so fucking polished. I had one visual glitch. Guess what it was?
What?
The foliage popped in after I moved into the scene. Once.
Yeah, whatever.
Like,
Pretty minor.
yeah, I only noticed it because it was the only glitch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know that I noticed any, but I also wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah.
So I very well could have had some, just missed it. But
Yeah.
either way, it is still, I don't know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Either way, it is just a phenomenally well polished game, which especially in today's age of gaming, is like unheard of, man.
Yeah.
They just don't do that with games
Yeah.
anymore.
Top three. You've got to pull her up, or
I
she'll
know, I
start
was gonna
barking.
hold
Okay.
that in mind.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here. Hey.
She's so pathetic.
So pathetic and old.
Okay. But yeah, no. Top three. There are only 3 game companies you can trust these days for there to be no glitches. There's Naughty Dog, Remedy, and CD Projekt Red.
Ah, no, you can't though. Do you remember how bad Roach was in the beginning for the first bit?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I mean,
Never mind.
granted, there weren't many. There were not many. But
Especially for such a big game. But
Yes.
yeah, no, you're right. I'll give you that. So, fucking Naughty Dog and Remedy. Which Remedy definitely deserves more love than they get.
they just don't make massive games that they used to.
You haven't played Control yet.
Here's what I mean by massive, right? Because like, and correct
Okay,
me if-
massively successful.
well, yeah, like
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but like, Control, the one before that was one.
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break.
Oh,
Granted,
fucking great game.
Granted, good.
Yeah.
Good, well done games, but
Yeah.
they weren't these huge, massive games
Yeah.
they pushed to everyone. They were just like, hey, here's our game.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
Nothing wrong with
do
that.
know exactly
Nothing wrong
what
with
you mean, but they deserve to be pushed to everyone. 'cause
I agree. I agree. Remedy is fantastic.
Remedy is fucking great. Dude, we need an Alan Wake 2.
A real one.
A real one. Not, I mean, it's good.
Yeah, but it's not like
no,
not
no.
what it needs to be.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. It's a fucking Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah,
game,
it's
so.
like $20
Mhm.
or whatever it was.
Which- It's polished and great for $20.
Yeah,
but we
not-
need a full
yeah,
Alan Wake 2.
Not what we not what
Which-
we deserve.
I'm gonna probably persuade you to buy Control on this. It's in the same universe as Alan Wake.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
there you go. Okay, but back to Last of Us Part 2. Seattle. What do you think of Seattle? Like when you first get there. That little open section.
Now you're asking for my general feeling as I'm approaching. Like, what are you?
No, well, I
specifically
mean, the
wanting?
approach is good, but like it's
Well, like-
it's kind of
Well, what I mean is
eh.
like, are you asking for like my opinion of Seattle, like as a place, as what you're doing?
So that first open area
Yeah.
where you're finding like the gas for the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of that like weird open section?
I thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a huge fan of how much stuff there was in there, which
Yeah.
there wasn't much.
No, there wasn't
but
much.
but compared to the first game, which
Yeah.
I loved, I mean, it's still like one of my all-time favorite games.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ever. The pacing was good in the first one. It's all pretty linear.
Fucking great, yeah.
Which I think the only issue I have with the first one that I think they solved later in the second one is how the first one was there wasn't enough openness.
Yeah.
But in the second one, I think they kind of tease you with that first opening scene in Seattle because it's really open.
Yes.
But then as you continue, it's linear again, but it's still more open than the first game.
Right.
And it was like a perfect balance for me.
Yes, totally agreed. After that opening section in Seattle, where it's kind of free roam, it's perfectly balanced for me personally.
Yep, same.
If they didn't have it that open in the beginning of Seattle, I would have been way happier with that pacing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I get what they were kind of going for, which is the whole, you're literally just, you have no idea the area, you have no idea what's in the area, you have no idea even what you're going to do yet.
Interesting.
Like the character, I mean.
Yeah.
So I kind of get that, like, they're essentially, in my mind, putting you in the character's perspective by literally giving you the same thing that they are in, meaning you don't know what's around you, you don't know what you're doing yet, you're just kind of exploring, right? Exactly what they're essentially doing in the game's story.
Yeah.
Again,
I
wasn't.
could see that.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, fuck, this isn't what I signed up for.
Yeah, and
because you know, I was expecting Last of Us, and if they had started with that subtle expansion and like, so the area after the hotel, the home base hotel, where you find all those dead bodies, that was the perfect level of openness for me, where it's just like that city block that you can explore all the houses and shit.
Yeah, perfect.
That was perfect.
If
they had started with that and then moved into that Seattle downtown area,
I don't think I ever would have come around to it, ever. And it's not.
It's not I think you're right.
And it's not because they did bad. They didn't do bad. It's just, again, man,
it does fuck up the pacing.
Yeah, and with Naughty Dog, they're really good at cinematic, really story-driven.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes hand in hand with the linear.
Yeah.
You're kind of moving one direction the whole time. You know what I mean?
Which is what I signed up. That's what I liked about the first one.
Same. I'm kind of
because your actions, the actions you want to take line up with the story.
Yes.
They set that up so well, even in the controls, that you're fucking pressing square before they ask you to, and all that shit.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about how this one is actually kind of fucking scary in some places. It is suspenseful, and it has good jump scares.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And this is obviously my opinion, open interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider jump scares to be in the same category as scary, just because to me they are a cheap scare, and I don't like them because it doesn't last. Now that being said,
okay,
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to a specific scene that was to me legitimately terrifying.
Yeah,
and that's a scene where you're in the hospital.
Hold on, let me guess. The big ass golem.
Yes. That was legitimately a terrifying scene to me.
Because I did not see it coming, and it was built up with great suspense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about with the horror in this game, because I'm comparing it to the original. Obviously, I'm pretty attuned to horror, so.
Oh yeah.
But compared to the original, it's much more horrifying.
No, and I agree.
Yeah, because they do the suspense well.
Yes.
And they pace out those jump scares well enough.
And I wasn't trying to say that the game is only jump scares, because I know it's not.
No.
I was just kind of adding my own little opinion there.
Yeah, definitely.
But, no, I agree. The second one is legitimately a scarier game.
Yes. Yeah.
It had multiple moments that were scary.
Which surprised me.
Yeah, me too.
It was a very pleasant surprise.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a distasteful, like, oh, we're trying to be horror now. It was just like, it was built into the atmosphere perfectly. Like, they weren't trying too hard. They just made it fit just right.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But on the pacing, I do want to say, Seattle, after starting Abby's half of the game, dragged on for me.
Yes.
I got a little bit sick of it.
I agree.
At about the rooftop part, where you're going to save Yara.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, we can be done with this section now. Which
Yes.
it doesn't go much past that, but it does go enough to where I was kind of like, okay, let's move on, guys. I know where you're going. I hate it.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
do want you to get there.
Here, my biggest complaint,
Mm-hmm.
and don't get me wrong, I was tired of Seattle by the end of it. But
It's fucking
more,
beautiful.
Yes.
Good shit.
But more than anything, I think I would have been less tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I praise the combat in this game a lot because it is very praiseworthy.
yeah, it's very well tuned.
But I got really tired of stealth scenes.
Yes.
Because it is not...
Stealth set pieces,
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah, because they're very unimaginative.
Mhm.
Because there's only... Like, let's be honest. In that game, it's not like fucking Splinter Cell or
No.
any other...
It's not the best stealth you can get
it's
at
not,
all.
Now, granted, it's not bad.
No,
but it's not that great.
Yeah,
either.
and they do
It's-
mix it well with third person shooting, but
yeah. Here's
it's
like,
also not Resi 4.
no,
So-
and I mean, and their combat. Like I said, I praise the combat a lot. Their heads on combat
Yeah.
is like it's tense. It's
fucking brutal.
It is. It's brutal.
Visceral.
And on top of that, it's very. You can be very creative with it. There's a lot of ways you can go
Yeah,
about. You can go about
yeah.
actual combat. The
But
stealth.
once you find one way, it gets a bit bland.
Yeah, and so I found that with the stealth scenes,
Yeah.
I started because I got bored of them.
Running through them.
Yeah, I was like,
Yes, 100%.
I was like, oh, this is a stealth scene. Breaks to the face.
Hotel, I just ran through all of that.
Yeah, okay. I shouldn't say I ran through
Well-
the scene. I mean, I literally initiated combat that you weren't like you can, but you're not
weren't
supposed
to. Yeah,
I
in
did
the
it-
hotel. Not
I
at
did
all.
it because I enjoyed the brutality of the combat more than I did the subtlety of the stealth.
Yeah,
It got boring, so I was like, oh, I'm sneaking, brick to the head.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sneaking, brick to the head. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, that's exactly my complaint with it. But honestly, that's my only complaint. Is that pacing near the end of the Seattle bit.
Yeah.
Because after the Seattle bit, fucking great. Like, oh my god, the farmhouse was... It's weird how suspenseful that was. Because the entire time at the farmhouse, you're like, something's gonna go way fucking wrong.
Yes.
And again, the thing that goes way fucking wrong is the character's choice, not yours.
Yep.
Just like in the first one.
Yep.
Which is why the ending is so fucking great.
Dude, it is so bittersweet.
It's so... Like, literally, I got her... Okay, let's get to the end first before I explain this. So, after you get through Seattle... So, Seattle is initially you as Ellie hunting down these people who were associated with Abby when she killed Joel.
Now, keep in mind, though, initially it was just Abby until she runs into the guy that she cut on the face
Yeah.
in that scene, and then she finds a picture. She's like, oh, there's a gang of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to get them all.
Exactly.
It is a really, really dark story, man.
Oh, dude.
Like, the first one was
The first
dark.
one was dark, but
this
one
is...
Yeah.
It is
Well,
rough.
it's literally just dealing with the consequences of the first one.
Yes.
And you feel personally responsible.
dude.
Honestly, I felt the whole time I was like, fuck,
Yeah.
I did this, and I didn't even think about it.
And literally, dude, at the very end of the game, dude, I was just like so emotionally drained. I was just like, dude, I honestly...
And that's expressed so well on the screen, too.
Yes, and you're just like I really, really, really want to do a second playthrough, but man, every time I think about it, I'm just like, I don't have the energy, bro.
Well, I started it. I started a second playthrough on New Game Plus.
Yeah.
And I got through the intro to the part where you're Ellie trying to get her clothes. And I was like, fuck, man, I can't do this right now.
Dude, it's just so heavy.
It's so heavy.
Heavy
I'm like,
fucking
I
game.
can't watch this happen to
No,
Joel again
it
right
is-
now.
it's hard, dude.
Yeah, but so Seattle, you're running through this list of people who were there. And you eventually think that Abby is hiding in the aquarium. And you go to the aquarium, and you end up killing this girl who, in Abby's little section in the beginning, you found out was pregnant
Yeah.
with Owen's baby. And also Owen. You kill both of them.
Yes.
And immediately, as the scene starts, you know,
Foreshadowing, dude.
fuck.
Yep.
And then, like, she stabs Owen first. And Mel is trying to, like, talk her down. And you're like, okay, this is gonna be better than I thought. And then, no, straight up, Ellie fucking kills her. And you're like, fuck. And then Ellie opens up her sweater and realizes she's pregnant, and the sound cuts out. And you're like, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it cuts to Jesse, who I love, and Tommy, another great character from the original, taking her back to the theater they've been hiding out in. And you're like, God damn, Ellie is fucking wrecked.
Yep.
And you get back to the theater, and you're like, shit. Because Ellie's still planning on finding Abby and killing her for vengeance. And at this point, my personal feelings of vengeance for Joel were dying way down. Because I'm like, this is too fucked up. I can't keep going here. And then And then Ellie wakes up, and she goes toward the front of the theater, and she starts hearing screaming. And so you start running, and you run through the front doors, and Abby is right there with a gun pointed toward Tommy.
Oh, which, by the way, she'd already killed Jesse with at that point.
Yeah, you run through the door and yell at Jesse, and she shoots him in the head. And the funny thing is, so before this, when Jesse first appeared in Seattle, I texted Tanner, I love Jesse. He's my favorite character.
I didn't respond.
He better not die.
I didn't even respond.
Yeah. And then 2 hours later, I sent him a text, fuck. And he's like, yep, he got to the scene.
Okay, before we keep going, I do want to, now we've gotten to this part of the game,
Yeah.
can we just also take a moment to acknowledge how they kind of draw comparisons to what Ellie's doing now to Joel's past?
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Absolutely.
if you...
So,
like, I guess...
I did want to mention this. You go ahead, though.
Okay, so the more specifically I'm trying to get to is that, like, so Ellie, whenever other people talk to Ellie about Joel's past and Tommy's past, all she ever says is, right, they did some fucked up shit. She never says what, she probably doesn't know.
Well,
But,
yeah.
like, should know all the
They
details.
do.
Right?
They do show us flashbacks after this.
Yeah.
That
but, like,
she may know more than she's letting on.
Yeah. But then, like, it's just crazy because, like, it kind of gives you the impression that, like, Ellie knows he did a lot of fucked up shit and probably doesn't agree with it. Shouldn't ever expressly say that, but you could assume, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
When she's talking about it, right? But as you're going through Ellie's portions of the story, she is doing horrendous things to get revenge. And as it goes on, you start to realize how deep in the fucking hole she's getting.
Yeah.
To where Joel was at almost, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane, the comparisons.
Yeah. So I did want to mention this. So it keeps flashing. So 2 times already in the story, it's flashback to Ellie walking through that hallway toward that hospital room where she was being operated on. And that was fucking hard the first time that it flashed back to that. You're like, oh fuck. She's figuring it out. In Joel's house, before she leaves, on Joel's nightstand, you see 2 framed pictures. And this is kind of what set my perspective for Seattle. Because before you leave, you see these 2 framed pictures. One on the left, one on the right of him and Ellie,
Mm-hmm.
and one on the left of Joel and Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
And that immediately set me up thinking, this is just the beginning of Last of Us 1 again. This is just her seeking vengeance for her family member that she can never get back.
Mm-hmm.
And it really set that tone of that cycle of violence, because he was pissed at everyone for the death of Sarah. And Ellie filled that void.
Yep.
Ellie has no one to fill that void for Joel. Not Tommy.
Well, but she, and I mean, granted, it's not a father figure, but she eventually, well,
Yes.
starts to get Dina. But,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like you said before, it gets to a point where now it's the character's bad choices making an entire thing fuck up.
Exactly. Yes. It's consequences. It's
Yep.
all just consequences.
Yep.
Yep. And so she busts into this room. She yells Jesse, and he immediately gets shot through the fucking skull.
Mm-hmm.
And then she watches as Abby takes Tommy hostage and beats him onto the floor. And then we cut to 3 days earlier in Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
with this perspective of Abby.
Yep.
And I got fucking pissed at this point. I'm like, no, no, no. You are not gonna make me feel this way. Last of
Yep.
Us Part 2. And fuck did they make me feel that way.
See, and like, it's one of those things, though, that like, I am not happy how I felt because they made me feel that way.
Yeah.
I am happy they make you feel that way, because that is what sets itself apart
Yeah.
from any revenge story.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In most stories, they never show you the perspective of the bad guy, air quotes for anyone who can't
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they do such a good job, like, giving you so many perspectives that there is no good or evil. There are just people.
There are just people.
And to whoever's perspective it is you're taking it, that's the good guy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you feel fucking drained because you're like, great, I can't blame anybody.
Oh, yeah, it's hard
you know?
to get through this game.
It's tough.
Literally miserable to play through this game.
I told you. I literally told you.
Yeah, I was warned. 100%.
I told him.
But I honestly, from the first one, I knew vaguely what I was getting into.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant they called this part 2.
Yes.
Because it's worse than the first, but it makes so much fucking sense.
Yeah.
Which I had zero faith. You remember when they first announced this, I was like, I'm not even going to play it. I have no faith that they can follow that shit up.
And they did.
And they fucking did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we talk about the leaks? Because I still haven't seen what the leaks actually were.
I haven't either. I didn't look. I don't care to look. I don't really care what they were.
I saw the reaction to the leaks, but I just don't give a shit.
Me neither. They're whatever.
Yeah.
Game's
whatever.
already out now, so.
Yeah, exactly.
We,
Yeah.
You know.
And I can't imagine, like, context and presentation are so fucking important to this game series specifically.
Yes.
That I cannot imagine a script leaking would do any justice to this.
Yes.
Like, so I'm imagining the scene. Wake her up, because we can't have this snoring.
It's not gonna hear it.
It's gonna hear it.
She's so cute.
I know, she's so cute.
Come on, just
yeah, okay. I'll explain it. I'm babysitting my mom's dog right now. And she's sleeping on the couch next to Tanner.
Adorably.
Adorably. She is a Shih Tzu, So she's got a short nose and snores very loudly. So if you guys hear snoring in the background,
I'm not waking her up.
he's not waking her up. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. Apologize for an animal being all cute and
Okay,
shit.
you're right. She's fucking cute. Deal with it. But the presentation is so fucking immersive, and it makes you feel so horrible and personally attached to these characters, even a character that you were set up to fucking loathe.
Yep.
Like,
Dude,
fuck.
when you... Like, there's just... Yeah. Yep. Just, yeah.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you first get into the shoes of Abby, you fucking resent it. But, like, it's very quick that you start caring about her struggles. Like,
Uh-huh.
you've already been set up to think of Owen as a good guy. And they kind of hinge on that immediately. They're like, Owen may not be a good guy. And you're like, no, fuck you. Owen's a good guy.
Yep.
And so you're like immediately on Abby's side.
Yep.
Which I think is fucking brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did a really good job.
They did a really fucking good job. But Seattle Part 2, I want to talk about this because it's got good beats. Like, the part where you help the scars, great. Because you start up strung up, hopeless, and they help you out. And you're like, okay, I gotta help these people then, because they're actually good people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they set you up to be in like a horde mode scenario where they can escape but you can't.
Yep.
And you're like, oh fuck, they left me. And they just bust through the fucking wall with an ambulance. And you're
Yep.
like, holy shit, they actually got me.
Yep.
You set them up, and then in the morning you go back and check on them, save them, but the girl has, what is it, sepsis? No, she's compartmentalized in her arm.
Yeah, she's... Yep.
Because they broke the fuck out of it. The
Yes.
other scars that aren't apostates. And so Abby decides to help them. Obviously,
Yeah.
any good person would. They saved the shit out of her twice.
Mm-hmm.
And she confronts her fear of heights with this kid Lev. And it's really touching. Like, they eventually get to the hospital. She has to go through, get the shit for her and sneak back out. They cut off her arm. They take care of Yara. And it's all good. But then Lev leaves to go save their mother from the scars. And she's fucking devout. And if we have any ex-Jehovah's Witness or ex-Mormons out there, you'll understand shunning from religious extremists.
Yes.
Yeah. So Lev eventually has to kill his mother.
Yes.
That's a bit of a step, but
We got there.
that's what gets there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you felt this, but that scene where the wolves are invading the island is literally hellish to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I
The
can-
village burning around you, people screaming.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you meant like gameplay wise.
No.
Yeah, no.
Gameplay wise, I mostly ran through.
Oh, okay. See, now...
I did do the small stealth sections,
Because
but...
what I was going to say is that was
Yeah.
like roughly when I started actually using the crossbow.
Yeah,
And
no.
I actually enjoyed those scenes
dude,
with it. 'Cause I
corn-
planned out every fucking move.
Cornfields in a stealth shooter, fucking prime.
Yeah.
Those were the best sections for me, gameplay-wise.
Fair.
But, once you get into, like, the burning village...
Yeah.
Literally, auditorily, visually...
Okay. We got to talk about
literally
this.
hellish.
So,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And this is what's leading me to this. So, I don't know if you picked up on this, okay?
Okay.
But this is part of their like, coding, if you will, part of the game.
Oh, fuck!
So here's
okay,
what's up.
Okay, I think I know what you're going to say.
When you're running, like in the game sprinting
Yeah.
away from something, even if it's not part of like that whole scene is scripted. Okay,
It changes the door closing scenes.
that too. But that's not what I was going with.
Okay, cool.
But that too. But if you notice, like, okay, again, if you're running from something in the game, like, not even in a scripted scene, like that scene is very heavily scripted. Like you're moving in one
right.
line. You're moving, right?
Yeah.
You're meant to be sprinting the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But even in just wherever you want portions of the game,
dude,
when you
every
sprint,
fucking death. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop.
When you sprint, and I appreciate the shit out of this. It makes it so intense because it makes everything around you move faster. Like you're actually running from them.
Oh my god!
And it's so intense.
Yes,
it is so intense.
Oh, that reminds me. Every scene in Seattle Part 2 where you're playing as Abby, if you look down, every single time you look down, it does that camera effect where it looks like it's coming at you, and every single time you look down, it does that camera effect where you're looking...
Oh, when you're on the high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time. And I'm like, God, that's beautiful attention to detail, because it doesn't do that when you're Ellie.
Yep.
And I'm talking about even on the water. If you look down, it does that camera effect where it looks like it's pulsing towards you and back.
That's cool.
And I noticed that, and I was like, holy shit.
Hell yeah.
This is great. But yes, that attention to detail in animation, in visual storytelling, is just fucking great. It immerses you.
It is why Naughty Dog is like the company for immersive storytelling.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, those scenes where you're running, if you trip at any point, if you get shot at any point, there is a unique animation at that exact point, and it's insane.
It's a lot of attention, man.
Yeah.
They killed it.
They fucking killed it, dude. But, so, you get through the village with Lev.
Hold on.
Okay.
We are skipping one major piece we cannot skip. When Yara gets smoked, bro.
Oh, dude.
Now, for listeners, I'm not talking like you're running and she gets domed. I'm talking like face to face, this dude in cold blood smokes this little girl. It's like, what, 12 maybe? 14?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, she is young as shit,
yeah,
trying to protect her brother, and she's like, yo, don't kill him. And then even Abby, who the guy who kills her is Abby's leader, right? Mm-hmm. Giving a really good pleading case for her. Just like, no remorse, just smokes his girl.
Isaac is a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit, bro.
Fuck Isaac, dude.
That scene really fucked me up a
little bit. No, that scene, I literally repressed that scene, because she literally begs, on hands and knees, begs him, like, just let us get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
We won't bother you. These guys aren't scars anymore. Let us get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
And he just shoots her, and all 6 guys behind him shoot her repeatedly, and it's just fucking disgusting.
Yep.
God, you're right. Yeah. And so she escapes with just Lev.
Yep. Fuck that.
And that's when we cut back to Ellie.
No. They go back to the aquarium first and find Owen.
Fuck, man.
Dead, and the pregnant girl dead.
Fuck.
And then it cuts to Ellie. Or no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It cuts to her at the theater with Lev, leading into the opening scene we started with.
Yeah.
Of her holding Tommy hostage, killing Jesse, and then Ellie showing up. Yeah.
God, fuck this part, man. This part is so fucking hard that I literally repressed it.
I say this with love, but fuck that game, bro.
Yeah, dude.
It's a phenomenal game, but fuck that game.
So, I fucking hate this game, which is amazing, and I love it.
We're being very contradictory today.
Yes, but this is what this game does to you.
If you haven't played the game, fuck you. You would understand if you had.
Yeah. Also, this is actually a pretty good vicarious experience of playing through it. Because then we cut to... Oh, fuck. I can't believe we didn't mention this. Dina your girlfriend, the very sweet love of Ellie's life, is pregnant.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, we didn't. Holy
We
shit.
didn't mention this. So
for everyone listening, that's why I said foreshadowing when Ellie kills a pregnant chick.
yes, exactly.
Wow, how do we not bring that
Dude,
up?
I don't know.
It's kind of a major plot
It's a
point.
very major plot point.
Because
Goddamn.
you literally travel with Dina for like the first 8th of Seattle.
Yeah.
Until you find out she's pregnant. So,
Yeah, so once you get to this theater, she starts vomiting. And Ellie's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Because she's been acting like kind of frail the whole time in Seattle. And she finally says, Ellie, I think I'm pregnant.
Yep.
And so it's very awkward, though very sweet when Jesse shows up. Because, first off, I'm going to say it again. I fucking love Jesse.
He's a great character.
He's a great character. Honestly, Dina's great. All of these characters.
All the characters are great.
They're
but
great.
Jesse's.
Except for Nora. I don't like Nora.
Which one was she? Oh, she's a pregnant bitch.
No. No, that's Mel.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Nora is the medical one who...
No, that's Mel. Mel's the medical one.
I know. Nora's the one in the hospital that talks
She's
some
a black chick.
serious shit about Joel.
She's a black chick.
Yeah.
She
When she has no reason to talk
She's-
shit about Joel.
So she is a reference I was talking about when I say like Ellie's getting into some dark shit because
Yeah,
literally
she tortures the fuck out of her.
She tortures her.
To the point where this game refuses to show you the torture.
Thank God.
This fucking game.
Thank God.
Yes. But, so, Ellie's girlfriend, Dina, is pregnant. So, we cut back to waking up with Ellie, and, this is the scene where we wake up with Ellie
Yeah.
and go to find...
Tommy hostage, Jesse
Jesse's-
dead, Abby there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But now you're playing as Abby. And it's interesting how they cut this in the original, because you didn't even know about Lev.
Yes.
Like, you didn't
Yes.
even see him in that original
Yep.
run-through of Seattle.
Yep. And it is interesting to me because I didn't expect this. So you continue the rest of Seattle as Abby in that moment, which is surprising because you
Yes.
literally have one of those boss fight stealth scenes where you're Abby fucking up Ellie.
First off, Abby shoots Tommy in the head, which pissed
No,
me.
Jesse.
No, she shoots Jesse in the head, and then she shoots Tommy in the head
No,
after she
no.
kicked...
No, she shoots him in the leg because he's still alive at the end.
No, she shoots him in the leg. He's down. She shoots him in the head. That's why he has the bum eye.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why it was so
Yeah,
surprising
yeah.
that he showed up.
Yes,
'Cause
you're right.
Straight up, in that farmhouse scene,
You're right.
they make you think it's someone there to kill you.
You are right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
He did get
Yeah.
shot in the dome.
Yep. So, Abby shoots Tommy in the head and runs after Ellie. And honestly, I really appreciate how hard this boss fight was for me. Because I'm like, Ellie's like weirdly a badass as I was playing as her. And she's weirdly a badass in this boss fight.
Yes.
Like, it's probably the toughest boss fight thus far. Even tougher, in my opinion, than the fucked up homunculus
Oh, yeah.
boss
Oh,
fight.
yeah. I would agree.
Yeah. And I really appreciated that in the moment. And it wasn't... And her AI is good enough, especially compared to the other AI in the game, which I won't talk huge shit because it's not great.
It's not that bad though either. Like,
it's not bad.
It's good.
Yeah.
But nothing's right home about.
Yeah, it's like Gears of War level AI, which is good for the game because it's mostly story focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this, it's very good. She switches it up every time, which I was surprised. Like, every time I died, she'd switch directions, which was really good. I appreciate this boss fight, but in the end, it's so hard. And I'm really glad, because, so you hit that last strike on Ellie in the basement, and they don't make you push X. Like, I couldn't push X again, but the cinematic kept playing where Abby kept beating the shit out of her.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck, I can't keep doing this. And then Dina, the pregnant girlfriend of Ellie, runs down and starts stabbing Abby, and she beats the fuck out of her, worse than Ellie. And I was like, no, do not fucking do this to me. And then as I said that, Ellie was like, no, she's pregnant.
And then Lev is one who speaks reason, because she's still gonna kill her.
She's
She
still holding a knife to her throat.
She's literally gonna kill her, and then Lev is like, nah, don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say that, but...
Well, yeah.
Different words.
Different words, but the exact same idea. And, fuck. When she just dropped that knife, I was like... Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I was so relieved. Like, it was really surprising. And then, it immediately cuts to Ellie waking up in a farmhouse.
Yep.
To grab a crying baby, and I'm like, oh my god,
dude.
Oh my god.
Speaking of the
Thank
farmhouse, there's a few things I want to touch on.
Yeah.
I'll come back to we'll get back to the farmhouse when we get to the ending of the game. We'll get back to that later.
Oh, for sure.
But something I want to talk about that we haven't is the intensity when you're playing Abby. And you get on that bridge where Tommy is fucking up their team with the sniper.
Oh yes! Yeah. When he kills...
That was such a good fucking scene.
Dude, because it's so intense the entire way through the bridge. And then you bust into the building, and it's set up... Hold on. You're right. Because it's set up exactly like Ellie's boss fight in the original.
Pretty damn close. Like, it's almost spot on.
Yeah, like, you hear footsteps in that restaurant.
Yep.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna have that same stealth boss fight that I had in the original with the cannibal, with Ellie. And then... nothing happens. And I stood up. I hit the circle button, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is happening? And then I went out the door.
Yep.
And... she's just saying to her friend, hey, Dan, what's the... And then just a bullet through his fucking eyeball. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. They do a really good job of, like, especially with Tommy, because, like, up until you see him in Seattle, you only hear about him and Joel's exploits as being fucked up people.
Yeah.
And then when he's in Seattle, you see how fucked up he is.
And like, he's a fucking badass.
Oh, yeah.
And they make you understand how bad a thing that is to be in this.
Yes, because and it
like, you see the outcome of his torture very first thing.
And like, again, it puts into perspective, like, just how fucked up him and Joel were. Because, like, again, like, this is him at his most primal, like, rage-induced psychopathy, you know?
Yeah, so at that first hotel, you see his torture method with Joel, where they make each person secretly write out the location of someone.
Yep.
And they kill the other if they don't match up, and make the person write the real one. And then... when Ellie tries to use that against Mel and Owen, I was... oh, fuck, man. Yep. I was just like, this is fucked up.
Yep.
They make you understand that so fucking well.
Yep.
But that moment... and the thing is, you already know he survives it. Because you've played Ellie's part.
Yep.
So it kind of pisses you off a little more. Because you're like, holy fuck, I didn't understand this is what he was doing.
Yep.
And the thing is, he doesn't understand that it's so fucked up.
No room for a conscience in a world like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, but I'm sure that's a
There
mindset
is.
you have to do the things that he does.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it does make you understand Joel a little more. You're right. 100%. But yeah, that is some fucked up shit. But then we moved to the island that I talked about that was hellish.
Yep.
As Abby and with Lev.
Yep.
Eventually getting off.
But now, after the farmhouse, the first time.
Well, let's talk about the farmhouse a little bit. Let's just actually introduce the premise. So, Ellie...
It's essentially Ellie playing house with Dina until she realizes that revenge is still on the table.
Ellie is happy with Dina
Yeah.
and JJ, which we all assumed was Joel Jr., right?
I guess I never thought about that.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard JJ and immediately was
Or
like...
Jesse Jr. It's Jesse's kid.
Oh, shit. Jesse, Joel, whatever Dina's last name is.
Yeah.
But yes, no. Jesse, Joel. You're right. 100%. Damn. High five for that. We just gave each other perspective on that name. But yeah, they're a happy fucking family.
Well, it alludes to that, but it even shows Ellie like with their nightmares and. Well, I shouldn't say they're not a happy family. I think Ellie is still torn up about Abby living.
Yes. Yeah,
Which-
she is.
Obviously, because she goes after her again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you go through this. She has like a straight up psychotic episode about the death of Joel, and they go to sleep. Wake up the next morning. Ellie goes hunting. She comes back and there's a horse tied up to the front of their house.
Yes.
And at this point, you think that Tommy was shot in the fucking head and is dead. But you walk in and there's Tommy talking to Dina. It turns out that he was just shot through the skull at the exact right angle. He's got a bum eye now, but he's alive. And he's still furious at Abby.
Yes.
And he's heard rumors of a woman built like a brick fucking house
Yes.
traveling with a young boy with a bow and arrow and scars across his face down in California. Now, Abby, throughout her campaign, I said that oddly. Now, Abby, throughout her campaign,
Yes.
had heard rumors from Owen, her ex-lover and current love interest, despite being a father to Mel's baby
And dead.
and now dead, was sharing with her rumors that the Fireflies were starting back up in Santa Barbara, California. Holy shit. We didn't explain Abby's deal.
With.
Joel.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So, backtracking.
Yeah.
Essentially, Abby, of her group, they all want revenge, but Abby more so.
Can I set up the scene for Joel?
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay, so at the end of Last of Us, Joel...
Oh, wait, before you do that, though, I just
Yeah.
want to say again, if you haven't played Last of Us 1, you're a piece of shit. Go play
Obviously, go fucking play it.
it. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of Last of Us 1, Joel has delivered Ellie to the Fireflies, a radical rebel group against the militaristic government, who are looking for a cure to this cordyceps zombie infection.
Which Ellie's immune to.
Ellie turns out to be immune, yes. So they want her to develop a vaccine, which fungal vaccine, post-apocalypse, highly unlikely, but it's on the edge of science right now, so it's understandable. The premier surgeon and medical researcher in the entire United States is with the Fireflies. In the end, Joel finds out that this procedure will kill Ellie, who he has grown to view as a surrogate daughter.
Yes.
He finds out in the middle of her surgery. He runs to the operation room and shoots the surgeon before he can begin this operation. In one of the greatest scenes in all of gaming, Ellie asks him if everything he told her, which was that there were dozens of other immune people and they just did some tests, was true. And he says, yes. And she says, okay. And then it cuts. That's the end of Last of Us.
Yes.
And so, in this one, we learn that that surgeon that you literally had no option but to kill in Last of Us 1 was a father to Abby.
Yes.
And after your fucking massacre of most of the Fireflies,
Like the whole group.
like the whole fucking group, they disbanded. And Abby found out Joel's name.
Yes.
And that's why she took absolute revenge on him. And that's why Ellie, witnessing Abby's brutal fucking revenge on Joel, her father figure, feels so personal in the beginning of this game.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
back to
California.
California. You start as Abby with Lev
Yeah, you only play her for like 15, 20 minutes too. It's pretty short.
in this section. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you find this rumored hideout of the Fireflies, but there's no one there. But she radios to the headquarters, and she finds out Fireflies are still a thing. She and Lev leave to start going to them, but they are ambushed by this gang that's set up in Santa Barbara that was following them. And that's when you cut back to Ellie.
Just arriving in California. Well, actually, she arrives a few weeks later.
Yes.
If I remember right. Yeah.
Yes, a few weeks later. And she gets near the same spot, but she's... Oh, fuck. This scene fucking hurt me. Because she's caught in a trap that swings her into a...
Tree branch.
Yeah, a tree branch that had been whittled down into like a fucking spike.
Fucking impales her.
Impales her in the side, and she's strung up there for hours. And
Yep.
you're like, oh fuck, she's so close to dead. And she's eventually found by the same gang members who found Abby and Lev. And she ends up being bit by this strung up infected, kind of to lure one of the guys toward her. And she kills one and shoots the legs out of the other one.
Yep.
And kind of holds him hostage until he tells her where to find Abby and Lev.
And then smokes him.
Yeah. No, she straight up fucking kills him.
Yep.
She then sews together her wound, but it's... Oh god, it looks so infected. They do a great job at making it look just... You're just like, oh, she's gonna fucking die from that.
Yep.
So she's in fucking pain. And, but she starts going toward where the now dead gang member tells her to go. And she kind of overhears that these guys are slavers. They're straight up fucking slavers.
Yep.
And she goes into this building and she runs through the security, which does include like captive infected.
Mm-hmm.
They've been stringing them up outside of their, what do I want to say?
Base?
Base.
Yeah.
We'll say base. For a while now, and they've got a shit ton. But you get through this security and eventually find a prison cell with a bunch of slaves in it. You kill the girl in front of them, and they take the keys, start running, but they see you're infected. And you point a gun at their leader, and he's like, "Yo, I don't want anything to fucking do with this. You just die infected if you want." We all know Ellie is immune, so it's okay. But she asks them where Abby is, and they're like, "Oh, she's strung out on the poles." And immediately my mind went to, or they say she's strung out on the beach on the poles.
Mm-hmm.
And my mind immediately went to like the Japanese crucifixions where they would string Christians out on poles to get drowned by waves. And yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So you cut her down, and she points out Lev, and you cut Lev down.
And then ensues one of the most brutal fucking fights in the entire game.
Yeah. And the thing is, you go to separate boats. Ellie puts down her stuff in her boat. And then she slowly starts to turn around towards their boat.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, fuck, Ellie, no. Just get on with it. And she punches Abby. And Abby's like, "I'm not gonna fucking fight you." And Ellie puts a knife to Lev's throat, who's unconscious at this point. She's like, "I'll fucking kill him if you don't fight me." And I'm like, "God damn it, Ellie. No." And you have to go through this fucking fight. And the thing is, I kept not doing the final strike.
Same.
I'm like, I just want to walk away.
Same.
2 times I did that. And then I was like, I can't walk away.
Yep.
Fuck. And so you finally do the final strike. And Ellie's drowning her. And it tells you to keep mashing square. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep mashing square. But Ellie just keeps drowning her. Mm-hmm. She can't stop. This is her quest for vengeance for Joel. And as Abby is starting to give up and go limp, Ellie just flashes back to Joel playing the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where you see the scene where Dina kissed Ellie.
Yep.
God damn. I literally bawled at this scene. Like, I was literally just tears streaming this whole time. So, this beautiful scene where Dina kisses her at this town dance, and Seth, the bartender, tries to kick them out for being lesbians, and Joel immediately stands up and tells Seth the fuck out. And Ellie's pissed at him because this is after she found out what happened at the hospital.
Yep.
She's been done with Joel for a few months now. But Joel goes back to his place. And after this whole scene, Ellie follows him there. And this is where she says, "I really want to forgive you for this." And he says, "If the Lord gave me the chance to go back to that exact moment, I would have done the whole thing over again."
Yep.
And this is where I think she realizes that he gave her a lot more chances to save the world than just dying on that table.
Mm-hmm.
And so she lets go of Abby. And she tells her to get the fuck out of here.
Yep. And she does.
And she does. She leaves with Lev, and we don't see them again. And this is the part that sucks.
Yes.
Because then Ellie goes home after Abby bit off her 2 fingers in the fight. She goes home to the farmhouse, and she enters, and you immediately know that something's wrong because all the furniture's gone. There's no sound in the farmhouse. You go upstairs. I checked the bedroom first. I don't know about you, but I checked the bedroom immediately.
I don't know what order I checked it in. But...
Okay, yeah. I went upstairs. I checked the bedroom. The sheets are all folded and set out on the bed. There are no pictures hanging in the hallway anymore. It's pretty obvious that Dina took JJ and left.
Yep.
And then you go into Ellie's studio where she had been drawing and writing music and writing in her journal. And you pick up the guitar. And she can't quite play it the same, missing her 2 back fingers.
So that is a scene I wanted to talk about earlier.
Okay.
Is that specifically?
Perfect.
Because
Yeah, go into it.
I think that scene really sums up what it was she was risking by going on revenge.
Yes.
Granted, she didn't lose everything that she could have,
Mm-mm.
but her being unable to play the guitar that Joel gave to her, that Joel taught her how to teach, essentially this, what was supposed to be a long-lasting good memory of Joel, she can no longer achieve anymore because of her quest for vengeance.
Yes.
And it is that,
100%.
to me, it's that perfect culmination of like, this, like, I should not have done that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a visceral punch to the gut.
Yeah.
It's like, I let someone live, but I went through with this vengeance, and I have to deal with the consequences.
Yep.
She gave up her life.
Yep.
She gave up everything for vengeance. And if she... this is the thing it made me think of. It made me think, if she had killed Abby there, Lev would be after her for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, she gave up everything. She broke the chain finally, but this is what that cycle of vengeance does.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just, that last time she tries to play the song that Joel played in the intro,
Yep.
just fucking hits you with those dead notes that you have to strum.
Yep. Yep.
It's so effective.
It's sad.
It's so well done.
Yep.
And then it just cuts. I think we're both on the same page with that ending then.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know about you, but I always watch all the way through video game credits.
Mm.
It was probably a habit instilled in me from Fable, but with narrative ones, especially ones this fucking heavy, the song selection is always so effective, and just kind of the black screen with just the text scrolling is a weird wind down for me. But if you get to the very end of the credits with this one, it's Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker singing that song together.
No kidding.
Yeah. And that fucking wrecked me. You know how fucking wrecked I get at that shit.
Yeah.
Like, the ending of Infinite, where it shows Troy Baker and the voice actress for Elizabeth singing Will the Circle Be Unbroken, wrecks me every time. But this one destroyed me.
Yep.
Because I'm like, that can never happen.
Yes. Sad.
fucking
sad
sad.
fucking ending.
Yeah, fucking miserable.
They do not pull the punches with
No,
that game.
not at all.
It's not one of those games. It's like, oh, okay, you did the right thing in the end. You didn't kill Abby, so here's a happy end. And they're like, no, you did a lot of
fucked up
horrible
this
shit.
entire game.
Yeah,
Like, this good action does not nullify all of that.
they're like, you are a horrible person.
Yes.
Here's what you get.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. And it's weird because people call Abby a horrible person in her campaign. A couple people tell her that. And I'm like, the entire time it's kind of trying to make you think maybe she's not as horrible as I thought.
Yeah.
And like the second time when who is it, Danny tells her that, you're kind of like, no, she's not that horrible, man. And then you're like, wait, she did kill Joel, but yeah, she's not that horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hurts to say. But yeah, just fucking fantastic. Great swan song for the fucking PS4, man.
Yep.
Miserable time, but fucking amazing.
So, funny, kind of crazy. So, they were talking about... So, obviously, after it was done...
Yeah.
They interviewed the creative director.
Yeah. Druckmann?
Yeah, thank you. And they were like... what are the chances we're going to get a third game? And he literally goes... What do you want me to do?
Right. Yeah.
He's
like, well, like...
So, essentially...
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
Because, like, I couldn't imagine a second game. And it was...
So that's it, though. So, essentially, he was saying, he's like, it would be exactly like what we did with this one. He said, we weren't planning...
That minuscule moment that you didn't even think about in the first one.
He literally goes, we weren't planning a second game. He said,
No.
He said, we weren't planning it, but people wanted one. So we sat down, we said, if we can come up with a story that's good, we will make us a game. And they did.
And they did, yeah.
So he said it'd be about the same thing. If people want it, and if we can come up with something,
yeah,
maybe. He said maybe, but...
I am going to say this. The ending does not beat the first one's ending. The first one's ending is so fucking perfect, but
I think the difference, though, is...
The whole story, I think was worth telling.
I think they're different endings. I think.
Yeah, no,
I
was so glad because the whole time I was worrying that they were gonna end it on one sentence.
No,
like the first one.
I think the endings are kind of apples to oranges, man. Because
100%.
The first one is very bittersweet. Like okay, so humanity does get a cure, but Joel keeps his now surrogate daughter, and Ellie just kind of accepts it, right?
Yeah.
The second one, though, there is no sweetness to it. It is fucking miserable ending. It's just like this is the
only
end.
Sweetness is only in the end did I do the right thing.
Yeah. Yes.
And it was too late.
Yes. And yes.
Yeah. That's exactly it. So I want to pose this talking point to you. How important is the title to these games?
To these specific games?
Yeah.
Very. It's very important. And
The Last of Us.
Yeah, and I'm about to say, it's not just specific to humanity, The Last of Us. It's specific to the characters. I mean...
Yes.
They're
They're
last.
giving up the last of themselves. Yes. I want to say, and I know you like this show, but I'm going to talk a little shit about it. The title, The Walking Dead, is too on the nose.
Okay,
because
I want to firstly say...
every
Walking
film
Dead,
101 is the real Walking Dead are the humans.
Let me just say...
Okay.
I haven't liked The Walking Dead in years.
Okay, since season 3, I'm guessing.
No, like 5, but not too far off.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
But they also literally call them walkers in the show.
Okay, yeah.
So
which is dumb.
Yeah, so I mean, are you really going to pick it apart at that point? You know?
Oh. Walking Dead Season 1 game, though. Telltale game. Oh, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. we can bring that up because it's honestly almost it's not on level with Last of Us, but great fucking
it is,
game.
and the ending is not equally sad, but it's
no,
a sad ending.
it's a rough ending.
It's a sad ending.
Yeah,
it's,
but yeah, The Last of Us.
Yeah, it's the perfect title.
It's honestly the perfect title.
Because what else would you call it? You know what I mean? It's the perfect title.
It is the perfect title.
It is metaphorically and literally the perfect title.
Yeah, especially understanding how far Joel went through Ellie. You just imagine how perfect that ending was, where he had to lie, because this moment here, where I'm standing with you, Ellie, that's all humanity has left.
Yep.
That is The Last of Us.
Yep.
And when that's taken away in the beginning of part 2, you have to imagine a deeper rock bottom for Ellie.
Yep. It is a unforgiving game.
Fuck yeah. Alright, man. Well, I think we've had a very good discussion that I'm going to be very frustrated editing out.
Have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun 2 days of editing this shit.
Yeah, pretty
but
much.
I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a long fucking time coming. I almost gave up on you. Honestly, tonight was the last of me.
Okay.
And you pulled through.
I wasn't as late as I have been in the past.
You're right. You're right. You got me before.
You gave up
I
a little
was
bit
in bed.
too early. You gave up a little bit too early.
Just a little too early.
A little
you're
too
right,
early.
You're right. But you pulled through in clutch.
That's
and
right.
I really appreciate it. I love you, man. I'm glad you came over.
Listen, I'll suck your little heart dicky, okay?
Oh, dude, you suck my heart dick every time you get that little ginger smile.
I said heart dicky.
Oh, not my
I mean,
heart dick.
That
Okay.
one too.
All right. I was like, it's pretty thick though.
Like I said,
you can't say little when it's that thick.
Like we said, the head game not great. We already had the combo. It's
all right.
Okay.
All right. Have a fantastic week. Love you.
Bye.
Doses. No tears. Don't fuck with more yet. Take what you can get. You're not my girlfriend.